How much do I need to pay a realtor if I want to buy or sell a home in Toronto? Who is responsible for the commission? Hi, my name is Priscilla. I'm a real estate broker in the Greater Toronto area. Today, let's talk about realtor commission. So if this is your first purchase, or you come from a real estate market that operates differently from Canada, you should know that in Canada, both buyer and seller each has their own agent. Buyer and seller's agent represent their own client's best interest. For example, for seller's agent, these are the things that they will do for their seller client. They first will collect all the property's information and list them on multiple listing service, MLS. So MLS is a centralized database that every single publicly listed property will be brought back by the seller's agent and put in this database. Every single licensed agent will be able to have access to this pool of listings. But a good and experienced listing agent will not just stop at simply list this property on MLS. He or she should also actively, aggressively to advertise and promote this property in all sorts of different mass media channels, social media, or traditional media. The good listing agent is the ones that can expose this property to maximum degree. And the seller's agent will also collect and present the offer. When the buyers and their agent handing their offer to the listing agent will present them one by one to the seller and give their professional advice, the pros and cons of each one, and which one he or she should recommend to send back, accept, or reject. The whole process, seller's agent will act on seller's best interest to sell this property at the highest possible price and at the best condition. On the other hand, the buyer's agent will start his work from listening to the buyer's property search criteria. What type of property is their favorite type? And then the agent will customize the search and show all the fit properties and advice on each property, pros and cons, give his professional evaluation on each showed property. When the buyer laid their eyes on certain property, the buyer's agent will prepare the offer with the condition and protective clauses. The whole process, the buyer's agent will act on buyer's best interest and get this property purchased at the lowest possible price. So who is responsible for the commission? In Canada, both sides' commission are paid by the seller. When a property is listed on MLS, the listing price includes already both sides' commission. For example, a property is listed in 1 million, that 1 million already includes both seller and buyer's agent's commission. I take one of my own listing as example. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-washroom condo apartment in North York. So this one is already sold, but you can see here, the other agents, they can see this area, they will read cooperating brokerage commission 2.5%. So it's a transparent information that's accessible by all those buyer's agents when they book this property for showing. And if the buyer requests to see such information, the buyer's agent can show this information to them. So buyer's agent's commission is shown on MLS. It's accessible, transparent to everyone. And listing agent's commission is agreed and marked on the listing agreement when it's signed between seller and its listing agent. So one more time, both sides' commission are paid by the seller. If you are the buyer, you do not need to pay any buyer's agent's commission in any format, okay? So remember that. Each city depends on, each market depends on the property price. The commission might vary. But in the Greater Toronto area, the most common seen commission is about 4%. So like we just mentioned, sellers pays for both sides commission. Seller agent's commission very often is from 1 to 2%, but most common is 1.5%. And for the buyer's agent, 2.5% is most common. So 1.5% plus 2.5, it comes to 4%. So go back to the example I just mentioned. If a property is listed in 1 million, the both sides commission, we're looking at 40,000. I also want to remark one more thing. Like most goods and services, commission also has 13% GST, HST. Go back to that 1 million example. Seller is responsible for 4%, which is 40,000 commission plus 13% of that 40,000. Now we understand who's paying for the commission and how much. Here comes the question that I've been asked very frequently. Since all the property source is centralized on MLS, wouldn't that be the same to find whichever agent, because they are all looking at the same pool, same database of all the properties, right? And isn't the lower the commission, the better? Because you're looking at the same property source, right? But it's not that simple. What you get is what you pay for. Always remember this. Agents, their performance, their experience can vary vastly. So there's couple factors that I take as example to consider if you want to choose your buyer's agent. So for example, when the buyer's agent search properties for you, does it really listen carefully to your search criteria, include all the feed properties from MLS? But not just that, they also include the exclusive listings, off-market listings in your search result. And the properties they push you, is it real time? Is it just come out to the market for the first day? Can he or she accommodate showing anytime when you are free, or you always have to wait for a couple of days before the agent can squeeze some time? Does he or she customize your purchase strategy? Does he give you professional advice every single step along the process? Does he give you a cash savings guarantee to say whatever properties you lay your eyes on, he or she will bring you the lowest possible price? Does he give you a buyer satisfaction guarantee? The list can go on for very long, but basically I want to inspire you to think not only on the commission rebate, but what type of service, what type of result he will bring to you. Remember, purchase a property can be your biggest ticket purchase in your life. You really want a good result, especially if this is for your self-residence. You want to live in a happy home, right? So is it more important to find your dream home than a couple thousand rebate? Even more so if you want to sell a home. Why I say that? Because if the seller's agent is not experienced or he doesn't have other channel, very likely he will just simply collect all your information and list it on MLS and let it be like that. So you really need to ask, does this agent has a comprehensive marketing plan on social media? Does he have a 360-degree integrated marketing communication strategy and activity planned ahead? Does he or she also pay for advertisement? So it's just not social media, it's just some free exposure. Does he go to the whole nine yard to show your property on Facebook, Google, this and that? And does he have already existing ready to buy client base? Does he also hire professional photographer, videographer, and arrange your property by staging, so make it more attractive, so it will attract more people to view and hand in their offer? Because remember, a good listing agent is the ones that can expose your property in maximum degree. The more people come to see your property, the more you will receive offer, and more likely you will receive an offer with higher price and good condition. And also, does this agent has a track record that he has sold many listings in the past? Last but not least, if you want to find a good agent, always go check his review. Does he or she has a high number of past clients review? So nowadays you can always go on Google. That's a good source. And if you go on Google, you'll find the review. You will read the past clients, what their experience. They could be from buyer, they could be from seller, they could be even from tenant. But you can sense all these stories, and if they resonate with you, and if someone has a similar situation, what they experience, you might have it. So that's always a good source to reflect this agent's service quality. And remember, Google has a system that if this agent has a bad review, very unlikely he will be able to delete that. So you also focus on reading the negative review, and that will also give you some sense of the agent service quality. Okay, so this is the end of this video. If you have recent purchase or sell plan, feel free to talk to me so I can customize strategy for you. And if you are looking for homes, not only I can find you all the fit ones from MLS, I can also include those great value off-market properties. See you next time. Bye-bye.